What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. Sorry for any potential wind noise. It is a pretty miserable day out today. Super cold. It's actually flurrying. The drone was not happy being up in the air. But anyway, guys, that is not going to damper my excitement because today is huge progress, huge news. You probably saw in the clips before this. I would consider this phase one of the building pretty much done. Let me flip the camera around. My goodness, would you just look at this beautiful building. I am so pumped. Again, for those of you guys who haven't been following along in the previous videos, I was on vacation and then Michael was here and then Michael's on vacation. But the building of the building is pretty much complete, minus the garage doors. Unfortunately, with all of the Rona things happening, supplies delayed, the garage doors have been pushed back for possibly even up to 2 weeks or more. So unfortunately, we won't have doors on it to really complete the look, but I mean, whoo boy. So here is where we are at with building of the dream shop. I can actually already hear myself echoing inside of the building. But yeah, came home. The guys are just knocking it out, and we are pretty much, like I said, not to keep repeating myself, we're complete on the building stage. As you guys can see, here was the final. I forget how long of a span the last video that was even out about the shop. They didn't even have the rest of the roof on, let alone any sides done. You guys know the porch was a big thing in the last video, so as you can see, we kind of had made a decision on the porch. And again, I know everyone has got their own opinion, and that's great. I did what I thought would be the best for what we got going on here, and I am extremely happy about how it looks. So I got the gray roof, which really breaks up the building. Super nice. Got the charcoal underneath here as well, all finished out. We didn't go crazy with the wood. We didn't get like cedar or anything. My whole thought and plans with that is going to be stained kind of like the same inside of the other shop. My goal is, if you're gonna walk from one shop to the other, they're gonna be pretty consistent and look similar. I actually was walking around the outside of the original building. After looking at this one, it's like, man, I wonder if we should, this is just me talking, this is just us talking, rambling at the end, but I was like, man, you know what? We should do like the charcoal on the bottom here and do like the charcoal side, and then have this building really match this one, because I think that we nailed it as far as doing the gray up and doing the gray corner trim pieces. It really breaks up just a plain white building tremendously. So again, I'm super pleased with everything. Everything came out really nicely. And yeah, let's take a look. Here's the one window that we did that I knew that I was going to want, and then the side door, which opens up obviously inside here to the left. Walk inside here. Our electrical panel will probably be somewhere right along here. The electric power company was out the other day and told me we're kind of at the maximum like distance that they include in their price to kind of come out here. So it's kind of got to go somewhat right there, but it is definitely echo. So all the framing was done. They put some cross pieces in here along all these walls for extra bracing. It's kind of funny, the building inspector came out to inspect the building, check everything out, and do some inspections. And again, I know people out here do this for a living, and anyway, he was super impressed with how everything was built, braced, the trusses were done, the big beams, everything. He was impressed, and he was like, this thing is way overbuilt. I don't even know why I'm here. You guys obviously are overbuilding this thing. You know what you're doing. He loved the Midwest permacolumn setting for the columns. He loved those things. So 2 thumbs up on the building. Everybody is happy. Like I said, sucks that the garage doors are going to be delayed a little bit, but it is what it is. So yeah, there is the building. For those of you guys who may be seeing this first, we have a couple other videos. Go check those out. I'm going to put them in a playlist, 60 by 80. And then the porch over here is a little over 10 feet wide. As you guys can see, the last post down here, we didn't get a ton of room to go out anymore. So that's basically the maximum width that we could get here. Now, as you guys may have seen, they did have their lift back through there. That lift is about 9-ish wide, which again is about the same for a trailer. So a trailer will fit in there. But again, I saw a lot of comments. I actually, before we started talking here, I read through all of the comments on the last video, and we're going to kind of discuss some questions that you guys had. Again, I'm not sure what is going to happen with the storage container. I don't see it staying now with that space. That space really right here is where I think I'm going to plan on parking the trailers. A lot of you guys had thoughts about building off of this shop for a covered area for trailer parking, which is again also a very good possibility that might happen in the future once we kind of get in here, get the flow, park some things, see how things work. I think that's the biggest thing. Like you may think and try and plan out every little detail, but there's always that little difference. You know, obviously with the space that we have here. So I've wrote down some key points here that we're going to talk about. Peterbilt fitting in the shop. As you guys saw, we backed it in the last video. The stacks have to get cut down yet. You guys know the stacks are even, they're 13, or I'm sorry, what am I saying? They're almost 14 foot right now. That's why they're so close to the 14-foot door. So they have to get cut way down, and then obviously when the slab is in there, that is going to be. So I'm not going to say that it won't be tight within 6 inches, but once we cut the stacks down to a reasonable amount with the slab, it's not going to be a problem. And again, the grading on this board, you can see the grade is actually almost pretty good until you get to this corner. Obviously, we're going to have to do some stonework. And again, I know I've talked about this, but I saw a couple comments. You can actually physically see how it dips down. When the guys did the driveway, remember, we were messing around over there, so that's got to come up quite a bit to actually be level, which we are going to take care of. That's not an odd thing to see, because even in this back corner, even in the back corner over here, I don't know if you guys can see, it's actually almost right at the board right there. So it's really just this one little front corner, so it's not that big a deal. Oh, the door tracks. So a lot of you guys were talking about roll-up doors, stuff like that. I really like the door in my other shop. We've had a couple door things about non-insulated doors, R-value roll-up doors. Most of the comments were about getting them up high, which is what we're doing. The door tracks are not going to come down here. They are going all the way up to the ceiling. So we're not going to lose any headroom at all. And again, if the doors are open, it's probably so light out that I'm not going to really worry about the lights up there. And when they are shut, they're going to go up high. So the door tracks being up that high are going to work great. And the doors that I got, I really like the doors that I have. They have a nice insulated value to them. They're really nice doors. So compressor room outside. So the one thing about like the utility compressor room, and the other thought that I had with doing this porch, was we didn't really get it framed out right now for a couple different reasons. I might get into that when the building is done. But for right now, we did not do anything. But what I was thinking is once we're past all of our inspection process here, might be a little bit better term to say, I've thought about taking from this last post right here and possibly closing this off in this area right here. Now that does like block off this area to the back, but this could be our compressor room. You know, that whole discussion of getting the compressor out of the shop. I do plan on trying to do something with putting it in the back so it's not in the shop taking up any room. You know, it's a big shop, but I do want to make sure we're maximizing utility room area, stuff like that, so we can get all of our square footage. So you know, I'm not gonna talk about the radiant floor because we really killed that in the last one. A lot of you guys reached out to me, and we're gonna pretty much go forward with kind of my thought process on all of that, the climate that we're in. And I shake my head because the climate that we're in, it's like, of course, today is the day that it's snow flurrying and it's 35 degrees. But anyway, that's why I'm sniffling. But what was I even saying? Oh, a lot of you guys are talking about the doors opening and closing, snow melting off. Now, the snow accumulation down here is next to nothing. So my concern about melting snow off of vehicles, while it's a very important part, let me walk outside so we're not going, important part up north. It's just not the climate, that's not the setting that we're in. So I'm not really worried about that. And on top of that, again, I think a lot of people are used to working shops where trucks are in and out. It's more of a commercial type setting versus this is really just a hobby garage for like 1 to 2 people. Most of our projects that we're gonna be working on are already gonna be inside. Now, I'm not gonna say we're never gonna open up a door to pull something in, but a lot of times, stuff will already be inside that we're working on. There will not be a lot of opening and closing doors like most shops would have. So just want to get that out there. Also, saw one comment. This is not a, this shop is not being built for a new business venture or anything like that. Me and Michael will be continuing just to work on projects for us and ourselves. We're not opening up a shop whatsoever at all. 0% chance of that, just to get that out there. I'm not sure if I said that anyway, but this is not a commercial building. This is a hobby building for us to have fun and do projects. Insulation. I'm really kind of leaning more towards the guy who built the building is a big fan of I guess like you can do blown in insulation in the walls, which I'm not really familiar with. You basically put your stuff up on the walls, your wood, and then your clear, and then they kind of just like fill the cavities up with fiberglass, cellulose, or whatever it's called. They fill the walls up and do that. Or my man Kyle from our buildings, he uses those big, thick bat insulation. So again, cost and just what I think will work well. I'm not sure about spray foam. We're still undecided, but the bat insulation is the stuff that Kyle uses, is a good possibility that we might be doing that. So again, we are at the point where we can start knocking off some of the inside stuff. And the other thing that I saw a lot was wood versus steel, and stuff like that. Now, I did get lucky when all this Rona stuff started happening and wood prices started going up through the roof. Right when I locked in kind of like my pricing and the wood package, the wood pricing around here and the builder that I used, the prices had come down back to where they were. And I think I answered this more on Instagram than I did on here. My wood versus steel, I really don't know if there would have been a ton of pricing difference. With the wood being crazy expensive as it has now gotten again and before, it might have made a different sense. But what happened was I called a couple steel people. I told them what I wanted to kind of do integrating with the wall, and they just weren't about it. They didn't want to deviate. They didn't want to work with me. So it really came down to being comfortable with my builder, and trusting him and knowing him and him knowing me and what I wanted to do, and be flexible, change a couple things on the fly. A good price and the quality of work that I knew I was going to get. I was just very comfortable with him, so that's why more or less I decided to go wood versus steel, and some of the choices that we did. So I think that that's important. I'm very pleased with how the building has went thus far. Again, he is the same guy and crew that did the inside of our shop, did a phenomenal job. And overall, I'm just very, very pleased, and I think that's a big decision. If you guys have a guy that's by you that does steel and is happy with steel, and you're going to construct it yourself, or you have an installer, I think it just comes down to your area, what's available, who you're comfortable with, and pricing and so forth. So, you know, with the wall being integrated, it worked out perfectly. It actually worked out exactly how I had envisioned it in my head, and I just don't know if that would have been possible with a steel person, with the information that I was gathering. And again, there's so many people that do this, it's crazy, you know, and everyone's got their own take on things. But anyway, man, just smiles. Just smiles of smiles, boys, because I know what's about to get pumped out of this shop is going to be amazing, and I think it will help with the flow of just working on things, not having to get things in and out of that smaller shop. We can have stuff set in here, you know, like the Peterbilt, we can get jumping back on that stuff. So just so many awesome things to come out of this baby. So let me know what you guys think. Looking at it from inside the house, it is just massive. I don't think the camera does it justice one bit at all. Once you get that drone up in the air, you can actually see how big this sucker is. So anyway, the other thing that I wanted to mention was we are doing gutters on this building, and we're actually doing gutters on this building over here too as well. So the gutters will be in charcoal. They're going to do those next week. That's why they got the lift in there. He's going to be using that as well. So we got gutters, and then hopefully the doors show up, and I will keep you guys posted on what's next, what's to come. Obviously, we're going to keep documenting all of the stages of the shop, and we're going to get working on laying out some stuff. The electric is next, trying to get that trenched in here. And again, I know a lot of guys commented about the horizontal drilling to get power through here. Apparently, according to what the power guy told me, they have to physically see the trench, see how deep it is. They have to inspect it, all that stuff. So I don't think even if that was a possibility that they would allow that to be done. So they want it trenched. They want it 3 feet in the ground, or 2 feet. I forget exactly. I wrote it down. 2 feet. So we're gonna get water in that same trench. We're gonna get that going. So all of the other miscellaneous, I think that the building going up was the easy part. So now we got to finish it out, get it working, so we can move and get some projects in there. But anyway, that is pretty much going to wrap up this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the dream shop. I will try and get in the comments, answer some questions, but we're going to rock on. We're going to try and keep getting it done. And yeah, let me know what you think. Again, the way I see it in my mind is trailers are going to be getting parked right here, but we got a lot of work to do. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll be getting our hands dirty. We'll be getting back to wrenching on stuff. Make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you.